Welcome to our channel. Searching for kitchen knives that can become addictive if you're not careful. There are so many options out there with their own set of virtues and drawbacks. In this video, we'll be exploring the Chinese cleaver versus chef knife question. Let's dive in. Chinese cleaver. The first thing that most Western shoppers notice about a Chinese cleaver is its shape. This type of knife usually features a tall, rectangular blade with a completely straight edge and a blunted tip. They wouldn't look out of place in a butcher's shop, but are actually best utilized as an all-purpose kitchen knife.
Still wasting money on ads that get ignored? Let influencers tell your story. Promotional Pack connects your e-com brand to the right niche influencer to reach your target audience. Get more sales with less spent. Link in description.
Chinese cleaver shape. The large rectangular blade of most Chinese cleavers is great for crushing things like garlic during kitchen prep. Thanks to its size, some Western chefs take a little while before they're able to use cleavers effectively. You'll be using an up and down motion when making cuts rather than the rocking motion that's possible with most chef's knives. Chinese cleaver balance. The balance of Chinese cleavers isn't bad. It's just a little different to what you'll be used to with a chef's knife. The heavier blade and larger overall size mean that there's something of a learning curve to adapt to here. Chinese cleaver hand position. The awesome size of most cleaver blades means your hand will be higher up from your chopping surface than with most chef's knives. This can allow for a greater amount of force when cutting through bones or denser meats. Chef's knife. If you're watching this in the United States or Western Europe, you're likely already familiar with this type of kitchen knife. This type of knife features a blade that isn't anywhere near as tall as its Chinese counterpart. Most models also offer a pointed tip for incisions and more precise cuts. Chef's knives make fantastic all-purpose kitchen tools and are best used with a rocking motion for dicing and mincing. Chef's knife shape. The smaller pointed shape of a chef's knife will be more familiar to Western cooks. The French culinary tradition has dramatically influenced this kind of knife. Tasks like mincing garlic and dicing shallots feel effortless with a chef's knife. Chef's knife balance. In general, chef's knives are lighter than Chinese cleavers, and the weight tends to be distributed more evenly across the entire length of the product. Again, this doesn't necessarily mean that the balance of chef's knives is better. It's just a different factor to get used to when cooking. Chef's knife hand position. As chef's knives aren't nearly as tall as Chinese cleavers, your hand will be much closer to your cutting surface. While some tasks will be helped with an up and down motion, most jobs you do with a chef's knife will benefit from the classic rocking motion that helps prepare foods quickly. Chef's knife versus Chinese cleaver. How are they different? Both Chinese cleavers and chef's knives work well as great all-rounders in the kitchen. The main difference to keep in mind here is the shape and size of each knife. Chinese cleavers can be fantastic for crushing things like garlic, preparing large amounts of veg, and then scooping it all up on the large rectangular handle. Just be ready to use an up and down motion for best results. You'll also have to adapt to the different weight distribution and hand position required if you've never used this type of knife before. Which one should you choose? If you're willing to adapt to a learning curve for a week or two, there's a lot to be said for a high-quality Chinese cleaver. The larger blade surface is surprisingly convenient when transferring prepared foods from a chopping surface to the frying pan, for example. Perfect on whether you rock with using a more rigid up and down motion when cutting. Also, consider whether the higher handle and different balance style might be a problem for you. If you'd rather stick with what you're used to, chef's knives are also a fantastic all-purpose kitchen utensil. Now it's your turn. Which one impresses you the most? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, do share and subscribe to our channel for further video notifications.